Hello, and welcome back to another Mario Tube 2 commentary by your host, Mario Tube 2. And I knew it. I actually knew it. There was a part of me that was like, yo, I need to wait until tomorrow on Tuesday to do my commentary instead on Monday, because there'll be more to say. There'll definitely be more to say. And I was right. There's way more to say. Painfully. But before we get to that, first off, I drank water and now I have hiccups, so I'm going to pause a lot so you don't hear me making weird sounds the entire time. But also, gameplay. This is new gameplay. I actually decided to replay Sonic 1, which I've not played in a long time. I don't play video games really ever anymore, which is why I don't record new footage often. First of all, please excuse the bad footage, my bad gameplay. I've not played this game consciously in ages, and literally while I was playing the game, I was telling myself, okay, channel in your 2016 self, channel in your inner child, because I don't play Sonic like that at all anymore. And I felt like an old man playing. I felt so old playing it. I didn't realize how bright this fucking game was, how fast everything is. What is Sonic? And it was just so much to process. I was like, oh my, I'm an old man. I was trying to keep up with the game. It was the thing with Sonic is a very autistic fan base. I don't mean as an insult, as just a statistic. And I'm just I could not keep up with this. It's so much. But anyway, that explains the bad footage, especially when I'm in the special stages. I was really trying to lock in and try to not look like an idiot, and I look like an idiot. I look really bad playing it. But again, I haven't played Sonic in ages, but that's not the point of the video. The commentary. What is college. This main was going to be about college. I probably mentioned this last commentary, I'm not sure. But last commentary, I spoke about how for my college pitch, I will need to get primary research, which means I have to go up to people, interview them, which actually isn't an issue of mine. I feel bad for people who legitimately can't walk up to a random person and have a conversation with them. There's a lot of people who claim to be introverts out there, and I feel like that's such a weird life to live, because I guess shy people, obviously shy and introvert are two different sides of a pretty much the same coin, but it's the act of not being able to just be socially not awkward around someone, and I'm so glad that I'm able to just be myself. Because of my project to interview people, I have 7 questions prepared, and a lot of times it's easy to get 3 out of people and then just walk away, but a lot of the time so far I've interviewed 8, I think 8 people, and 6 of them, 5 or 6 of them, I actually got them to answer all the questions pretty quickly, because even though I had to bring out 2 whole magazines, place it down, and give an explanation, my questions were pretty fast and straightforward, so they actually gave very simple responses and good responses that I needed. And also I had fun. I had some joke questions in there too. The last one especially, because I just thought, make it. That's the thing when you're talking to a random person. You can't just, especially when you're gonna interview them, you can't just be direct question, answer now. I thought I might as well add something that's a bit more lighthearted, a bit funny. Because I always showing that I have character, but also to not have it be so intimidating, So that's been going well. I plan on doing this for the next 2 weeks until it's my time to present my pitch to my tutors, because the more data, the better. So this will be a fun 2 weeks. And along with that, the first person I interviewed, I was in a photo shoot for. It's because I make a magazine. I wanted to do a photo shoot. I know in the art class there was this old Macintosh, and I was like, what if I borrow this and just use it for a cool photo shoot? So I did. I was the teacher. I took it. Really used my the resources around me to my advantage. I went next door to the design technology room, and I remembered from last year when I was in there browsing around a recording, there's a blueprint kind of room at the very back. So I went there, and then on some random sheet, I just redrew the Mac. I wrote the specs and stuff in it, it was a business meeting or something. And the person who was just doing their work, I said to them, I'm gonna need your assistance. And they actually took the pictures of me like doing what I needed to do, but it actually came out really good. Obviously, I need to like edit the colors and stuff like that in post, but the actual like alignment and position of the photo was great. Like, she did a fantastic job, and I was so proud. Because usually when I talk to people in college, I ask about their course, because I think any course that's like has any form of like creativity in it is interesting, and she's an art student. I asked about it, and we started talking about it. I had fun with that, but I showed her one thing that opened my eyes. I showed her the book I made back in December, which I legitimately forgot about, to be honest. I just showed it like the cover and then like the full thing, the PDF. It's like 72 pages. She was like, "Oh, why don't you publish this?" And that was genuinely like a thought I had never had in my life. It was so weird to think about, because she was like, she was saying like, this is such a good book, like why do you not actually just publish it? And I was like, I really only did make this for a college project just because I felt like it, but this is actually a really high quality book. It really is. And like, it's weird how I didn't even think about doing that, or even like really sharing it that much on the internet at all. The only time I did was when like I was talking to someone else online about it on Twitter. I just did it, and I just showed it to them because I didn't know this thing I did. I did research into how much it takes to publish a book. It's like $2,000. I'm sure there's cheaper alternatives, like even free ones. But yeah, I was like, it's kind of crazy how you sometimes in life there's an opportunity to do something, and you just legitimately don't even think or even acknowledge it. Because I'm not to say I'm gonna publish this book and it's gonna become a successful book all the time. Like, obviously not. But the idea that I can actually probably publish this and get it out there somewhere. Because to me, in my headspace, I was like, again, I was just making it for a college project, but also just because it was like, it was a good kids book, but it was only 72 pages. That's really short for even like a kid's standards. And especially like when I was interviewing people said it was like, it would be like age range like 10 to 15, which is weird because I made it for 7 to like 11-year-olds, but I guess in the area they were born, like vocabulary is different compared to London, so I guess it's just like a education gap or whatever. But yeah, I'm gonna publish the book. I'll look into it someday. I'll definitely sell it probably. I like selling things. I want to open up a website where I just sell like things I can actually make profit off of, because if it exists, it is profitable. But yeah, that was really eye-opening on Monday, and I really loved that. Second thing I want to talk about was today, where so last week everyone got their feedback for their essays. People were mad as heck because they're like, "What the hell? This is not what I wanted. How did I do this? How did I fail this? This criticism makes no sense." Like, everyone was really bad, basically. And I got to my feedback, and I realized, first things first, I guess I'm a person that gets upset really easily when it comes to not criticism, but in terms of like failure. Because if something doesn't make sense to me, like if someone doesn't add up to me, my first response is question and or anger, because it makes me feel like what's the saying? They treat my nuance as a nuisance. Like, so along those lines. Like they treat my truth like as if it's a lie, I guess is an easy way of saying it. But we got into it with the teacher, and he admitted his faults. But also he stated mine. And this isn't a criticism, and this is something you have to do, by the way, in life. Don't be like me. You have to like really take in a consistent criticism. In my entire life since elementary school, the only criticism I've ever really actually gotten that stayed for my life has been being a bad listener. And not in the sense of I don't listen to people, in the sense of I don't follow instructions. Basically, what he said was, your essay is actually great. like he said, out of everyone in my class, I actually wrote the longest essay, and also I did the most research. Like, I had a very big bibliography, which is a list of sources. Like, I actually put like a lot of time effort into it, which I appreciate. I appreciate that he said that. And again, he admitted that there were, like, he thought there wasn't like this theory and this theory in it, when there was. When he was going through it, I was holding my Christ chain, like praying to Jesus that he would notice it and like fix my grade, and he did. Thank you, God. And yeah, but he said for my, because the main essay was fine, but my literature review, it just wasn't formatted the right way. Anything I wrote in it was fine, but it needs to be formatted and written in a completely different way that I did it, because admittedly it was a bit rushed. But I found that an interesting thing with me, because when it came to English, I felt, and when it came to English in school, my flaw was always that I wrote too much. Also, that was a funny part of the essay. There was parts in his criticism and like in his notes where it said, "Oh, I had an explanation here, but in my full version of the essay, because I had to submit a condensed version, in the full version, my explanations were this. I had to add them back, which is kind of funny. But I find it, but yeah, it's usually I write too much. I don't. No, he said the structure is fine, but it's more of like the way. I guess it's my method. That's what it is. I think it's an act of. Yeah. Hold on. See, this is why you say things out loud. You say things out loud to see how it feels, and you think. I believe it's more just me choosing my own method rather than the general consensus of what you should do. And because of that, a lot of the time in school, I still succeed in what I need to do, because no matter what the method is, I still get the point across. I guess in some cases, like here, it's in a setting where you can't like make your own rules, so you have to really abide to it. And I guess that's something I've been practicing, because that's something I had to do in university. In university, that's like where you actually have to like follow everything, and not just go by your own metric, your own methods, your own rules, etc., etc. But I'm not gonna say it was an eye-opening day, but it was more of a reflective day, because again, it made me realize that this has been a consistent thing with me. But that's always been with like damn near everything, creatively. Because I always felt like doing what was, again, general consensus just felt so bland. It felt manufactured. It felt like fake. And a big thing about me is authenticity and how I'm being honest and real. So I guess it's just part of that. It's in my DNA. But we grow, we learn, and we change. I don't like that word, evolve. I don't like that word, change. Some things will never change. But yeah, other than that, the actual FMP is well. Some people in my class actually got like an hour ticket away from the break. It would be like a 2-hour break, and I was like waiting 1 hour for them. That's kind of sad. But yeah, and that is about it. That's all I wanted to really talk about. So if you ever have like an issue or like a flaw within something, just think about it for a while and like actually like assess it and think of your history with that issue, and then think of a way to actually resolve it or minimize it. And I'm sure over time you actually will, find peace. You will remove that issue. You will actually get it be fixed and done with. Cause I can definitely follow the instructions. It's just that a lot of the time I just choose to do it my own way. But I need to learn to try. Maybe sometimes I have to be boring. I guess that's what I have to accept. Sometimes I have to do the boring way. Sometimes I have to obviously with personal projects I can do what the fuck I want. But like when it comes to education, and especially in business, I might have I will have to learn to do it the way they want me to do it and not how I want to do it. Even if my own method I deem as better. But yeah, that's it. Other than that, I installed Substack today. I might blog on there. I don't know why. I feel bored. I've been off Twitter for like a week. If I ever post on Twitter, I now post on Twitter through the freaking Photos app. I go on the Photos app, I press share, and then the X app, and then a streak through there. I don't actually open the app anymore. But yeah, that's it for this commentary. We're done. And I gotta ask you what your flaws are. That's a personal question. You want to, go ahead. But anyway, I will see you all next week.